Life is all about growth and advancement. In the We Lead Africa House, we are growing every day. Growth in this sense might mean reduction. Look at these 10 beautiful faces. 2 out of them will be evicted today. Welcome to the 5th eviction show in the We Lead Africa House. Anchoring the show today is Miriam Tolashians.
McGeorge. But before we start the show, Miriam, do me a favor. Could you call my name, please?
Anchoring the show is Miriam Tolashians.
And now I want you to say my name with some attitude, Miriam.
Sorry, what's your name? What's your name?
Miriam. Adeshola, please, what's the meaning of this? I know you're on my side, yeah?
I'm just meeting you for the very first time. Can you introduce yourself to me?
All right, hi, darling. My name is McGeorge. How are you? You look beautiful, honey, child.
Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we should get into the show. I'll introduce our judges first. Adeshola, Agbola, Okuniola, round of applause for them, please. Miriam. All this glory that they are dying for, you have at your disposal, and you're doing anyhow. All right, a round of applause for our beautiful housemates as well. All right, tonight, the housemates you guys have been given topics to write about, right?
No.
Your poems.
Poems.
You have topics you're writing about, don't you? Or you've written about?
Yes, I think it's reading.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Okay, you're right, you all wrote about the same thing. All right, great. Our housemates wrote about reading, and tonight they shall be reciting the poems in which they have composed
Declaiming.
They shall be declaiming. See, Miriam, I'm not complete without you. So when I make all of these mistakes, I just need you, for the benefits of TV, just say yes to me. All right, Miriam, I love you though.
I love God.
Doesn't Miriam look beautiful? Doesn't she look beautiful though?
You won't say yes, won't you say
Does she look beautiful?
House points.
Does she look beautiful? House points. And do we look good together? House points.
No house points.
Do you guys want us to get a house points?
House points. No, thank you. 50 house points for you.
All right, our judges look really gorgeous. I think I'm loving the African prints this season and the African heritage we celebrated. Round of applause for Ms. Bukola Ladoja. She made that possible. She got that vision and she got it real perfect. All right, so we shall go into the declamation contest right away. And we'll hand over to our judges, but we'll be back after this break. Thank you very much.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and our viewer participants. We are good to go, and our contestants are actually waiting, ready to bombard us with their poems. There are really no rules for this competition. You are just to stand there and make your recitation. You are not limited by minutes, but I believe none of them has poems up to 3 pages. Our first contestant, of course, is Miss Ogazie Blessing.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ogazie Blessing, and I'm here to declaim my poem entitled The Greatest Cause. I've taught it over and over again, but the greatest cause worth fighting for is knowledge. And the only way to achieve this is through reading. Reading is a light for the ignorant. Reading holds the key to great sources. Reading opens the door to the outside world. Reading has produced great men and women. Face for the faceless, hope for the hopeless. Reading radiates right reasoning. A mind that reads is a young mind, regardless the age. A reader is a torchbearer. Reading makes a leader of a man. Thousands of souls depend on his decisions. He never falls short of guidance, for his knowledge guides him like a map. In places where mere legs can't reach, reading will take him there. Reading is continual and learning never ends. Of course, in the eyes of the world, a reader is a fool and a time waster. They will mock the sleepless nights he goes through. But if he is wise, he should read on. No one acquires knowledge and regrets it. Reading is more than just staring at a book. It is the act of gaining power. Like a horse waiting to start his race, so are the potentials in a reader. He who is ignorant is deformed. To be ignorant is same as being leprous. An ignorant man is like a desecrated land that everyone dreads and avoids. He's like a blindfolded man walking in darkness. An ignorant man is a useless gun. Even the rats will play with it. He gathers all good things of life, but because he fails to acquire the most important thing, he will lose all that he has in one blow. Scholars, what are you waiting for? Do you want your ignorance to catch up with you? Will you wait till we become aliens in our own land? Arise. Let all hands be on deck. Now is the time to start reading. Our destiny is in our hands. Let us unlock the secrets in our books. Let us read before ignorance strikes us. Let us rewrite our history with our hands. Let us make our footprint indelible on the sand of time. Let us break free from the shackles of illiteracy. Let us read to lead the world. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Wanfo Esumchi, and the title of my poem is The Best Leaders. Imagine a world of possibilities and opportunities. A world which nobody is afraid to speak out. A world where the children are taught to be bold and brave. Imagine a world where our leaders are confident and not afraid to stand for our cause. We can find all these in a world that has the awareness that reading makes a difference. Reading gives us an image. It gives us a vision to partake in a mission of joy or to pass on to our lineage the joy of self-discovery. Oh, what a joy indeed. Reading is like a key that helps us really see. So let us embrace the reading culture and invest it in our future. People who are good leaders are the best leaders. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Oloroluwatobi. The title of my poem is "We to be a Star." Everybody wants to be a star. Everybody wants to be a celebrity. Knowledge is what everybody wants. Everyone wants to be respected in a society. Everyone wants to be successful. They've forgotten that education is light. There's no shortcut to success. You have to be educated, and reading makes education a reality. To be celebrated, you have to read. To be a star, all you have to do is to read. To be great in life, you have to read. Even great people still read. Read to lead. You seek more knowledge through reading. Be focused. Don't be distracted, because distraction is an enemy to decision. Read always so that you can lead always. Reading can make you great when you feel you are nothing. Reading will reveal the potentials in you. Reading Reading will make you great when you think you are nothing. Reading will reveal the potential in you. Reading will make you superior when you think you are inferior. Reading is the foundation of knowledge. Reading is the compass bearing that takes a man to his destination. Reading is that key that opens all doors to success. How I wish I could be the best reader so that I can be the best leader. Read. Because reading brings out the star in you. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Helen Blessing, and the title of my poem is The Significance of Reading. Reading, reading, reading. Reading imparts knowledge. You read to discover new things. Reading exposes the unknown. Reading brings liberty. It helps break out of the shell of ignorance, familiarizes you with your environment, brings you into the light. Reading helps sharpen your brain. It helps utilize your potentials. Reading provides you with skills to face challenges. It makes an individual fit into the society. Reading is not valued anymore, especially amongst the youths. They are more engrossed in social media. They only read to pass. All great leaders emerged through reading. All the wisdom to lead, all this you will find in reading. Knowledge gained from reading sticks to the memory. Reading makes you unique and different. It gives you a different approach to things. Reading brings out the best in every individual. Read, for no knowledge is lost. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Okoyemi Blessing. I'm here to declare my poem titled Reading, the Pillar of Education. Reading, the Pillar of Education. People say education is the best legacy. Some say it is the greatest thing that will ever happen to you. Others with many comments on education. But they never talk about reading. Reading they see as a concept of education. But I tell you, education without reading is likened to a bus without a driver or wheel. Many encourage reading without encouraging reading. Many encourage education without encouraging reading. Reading, the pillar of education. Reading that makes education a great concept. Without reading, can't be literate. Reading, leading, two words that can never be separated. Read, lead. A reader is a leader. Reading reveals real reputation. Reading serves as a messenger that opens doors to reading. It's a stepping stone to being a leader. People may say readers are not leaders, but I tell you, not only in the education sector we read. A pastor needs to read the Bible so as to teach church members. An imam needs to read the Quran to preach sermon better. Reading, education's pillar. Few highlights encourage reading in Africa. Those who succumb to their ideas are those who excel. Those who excel become leaders. Leaders are those who lead others to greater heights. Today, reading has gained more attention than before. People are getting interested by and by. Organizations have been set up to elevate it. Read to Lead Africa TV show, set up to let the world know that reading will improve our leading priority. From grace to grace with good outcomes. All read to Lead Africa, we call obey. It's your turn to show the world the importance of reading and the impact it had on reading. Set up by a woman of virtue, having the aim of improving youth leadership. Also, igniting the reading fire in everyone. Oh, what a great love she has for the youth to read and lead in Africa and the world at large. Burn the midnight oil to read in order to lead. Read no matter the pain. so to be a sage in the future. Reading, oh great reading, the pillar of education. Readers are leaders, men known to us by Read to Lead Africa, and Reading Awareness Society and Development in Africa. Going from schools to schools, TV stations to radio stations, with the jingle bell of reading, telling youth to read their way to success, because they are the future leaders. Leading can only be accomplished or achieved by readers. Reading, oh great reading, the ladder to reading. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Father Jubekin. I'm here to declare my poem titled Determined to Read. Reading, an important step to succeed in life. It gives you authority. Reading enables you to acquire more knowledge. Reading brings out the star in you. Do not see reading as a waste of time. Wisely invest time in reading to improve your intelligence rating. Endeavor to broaden out the habit of reading. Never succumb to the temptation of not reading. When you think you can't read again, face it squarely and be determined. You've got to be sure of yourself. Remember you are facing just what other you have met. Develop the habit of reading because great readers are great leaders. Refocus negative mental pictures into positive ones. Do the best that you can do. You may fail, but remember, failure is a stepping stone to success and adding to your experience. Life will be the clouds about you, and your future will be good. Keep on reading. If the worst is bound to happen, running from it will never save you. Remember, great readers are great leaders. Don't give up reading if you ever want to achieve your dream. It is not about brow, it is about brain. A man with a broken focus is born to be a failure. Eyes front and be focused because readers are leaders.
Deborah, please start.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gospel Deborah. I am here to declare my poem, African Readers as Leaders. Reading, an art acquired over ages. Leading, important in all places. Africa has not been reading for ages. Africa has so many terrible leaders and few real leaders. Knowledge is power. Reading will give you knowledge. You have to read books. Books will give you information. Information for research. Research for assignments and exams. Do assignments and exams well to get high scores. High scores mean good performance needed to succeed in the academic world. Success we need to become an achiever. Yes, we need achievers as leaders. Yes, good leaders. Leaders are readers, readers are leaders. Reading is never a waste in any way. Only those with great potential will read. Only those who read with great potential lead. Great readers are great leaders who sit on their throne of knowledge and wield their scepter of wisdom as authority because they have become like mighty rulers and sages that the younger generation look up to. If only Africa has been reading all these ages, then it would have been a greater place with great leaders. But wait, there is hope. Our reading culture is being awakened by RASDA. Then we can be the readers and leaders that the younger generation look up to. If only we read, then we can lead. Oh, Africa, read to lead Africa. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Sigedo Destiny. I'm here to declaim a poem titled Read It. It goes thus. When you see a book to read, just read it. So in the future ye can lead, you have to read it. If you are faced with facts and fixtures, just read it. Know you have your eye set on a vision, just read it. If of old, if that of now, just read it. Just read it to prevent a frown. You should just read it. Read to live as well as read to lead. Just read it. So for you to realize your dreams, just read it. Son, daughter, papa will say, please read it. Son, daughter, mama would say, please read it. Read to live, read to lead. Do read it. Because if you do, success is a deal. Just read it. Let reading be your prowess. Care to read it, so it can lead you to your success. You should just read it. If stories, if discoveries, just read it. So for you to laugh when telling your stories after you've read it. Nay, guy, there's no shortcut to success. You have to read it. Do the readings to achieve your greatness. So read it. Read to be known, read to be heard. Just read it. If you want to be the head, you've got to read it. So read it until you can't read it again. Thanks.
Good day, everyone. My name is Akito Damlola. The title of my poem is Reading. I journeyed over the hills to the seas in my quest for knowledge, to the north, south, the east, and the west, the four cardinal points of the earth, searching for answers to ease my troubled mind. In my meeting with human beings, with the greatest of them all, seeking to know the secrets of the things that brought them up to the top, the reply I received remained reading, reading, the ultimate thing. Reading, the panacea to success. Reading, the odyssey to becoming a star. Reading, the wheel that steers people into greener pasture. The best and greatest living culture. So, I surveyed my environment, and that is the only thing we lack. But who are the readers anyway? They are the how for the respected, the he for the enlightened, the hey for the achieved, the D for the diligent, the he for the excellent, the how for the reliable, and S for the special people. Reading is as ancient as nature, the culture we should all nurture. Reading reveals the champion in you, illuminating the light and the truth. It sharpens the brain and it makes all learning mountain a plain. Reading is the power we wield that serves as a protector and shield in our battle with ignorance and illiteracy, then leading us to the position of authority. It opens the door of opportunities for all and sundry. Reading brings people out of obscurity into the limelight. Leaders who lead their people on the right path, like Professor Wole Soyinka and the late Nelson Mandela. People who were focused in reading their book, especially when they weren't forced to, then end up treading the path of truth. So Africa, return to inculcating reading as a culture. If you want a bright and prosperous future, emulate the actions of a predecessor, because the pen is mightier than the sword. So arise and shine. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Atune Goodness, and the title of my poem is The Efficacy of Reading. A sure process of getting knowledge, the most acceptable way of learning, an act which every future leader must imbibe. This is what we youths of nowadays are avoiding, but it is what has made our leaders what they are. It is a key that opens the door of knowledge. Those who have it have knowledge. Our knowledge is of great power and importance. This treasure is a great part of education, and education is a great honor and right everyone should have. Those who have this treasure are stars, and those who utilize it are leading stars. Referring to this, a sage once said, "Know something about everything, and know everything about something." This treasure is reading. Reading is learning, and learning is growing. When you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you're as good as dead. And when you're dead, decay starts. Reading orientates you. It develops your mind and brain. It propels you to great heights amusingly. It brings out your potential. Readers dominate their society. Reading is really going down the drain. But if we will be leaders, it is unavoidable. Let the African child imbibe reading culture. Let African parents train their children to read. Let us together read to lead.
Read to Lead Africa is here again. Africa's premier teenage cerebral and entertaining reality TV show is back with Season 3, The Emergence of Stars. For 30 days, 19 housemates of the Read to Lead house shall battle for the grand prize of 2 million naira in scholarship and other fantastic prizes. The contests include words arrangement, spell it, public speaking, declamation contest, mambo jumbo, fastest and best, critical reasoning, mastermind series, the great debate and lots more, plus sports, parties, music, drama and plenty of laughter, showing daily on these channels. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. You can also watch episodes on our YouTube channel. Visit www.readtoleadafrica.tv or call 0802-315-7972 or 0818-331-9200. Produced by Reading Awareness Society for Development in Africa, RASDA. Read to Lead Africa Season 3, The Emergence of Stars. Don't miss a moment.
Welcome back. As it is our usual practice, it is expedient that we let the claimants know where their strong points and their weaknesses in their recitation, poem recitation. In their poem recitation. However, we need to make the audience know the judging criteria. We judge the contestants on expression. Under expression, we have language, pronunciation, and clarity. Then content and the relevance of the content to the topic that was given to the contestants. The topic, of course, was reading. The third judging criteria was style, voice projection, audience awareness, comportment, and stage management. So I would like to call Ms. Ogazie Blessing. You were the very first contestant, and your recitation was impressive. It was expressive at the same time. You made use of rhetorics, and you had good voice projection. Your presentation was beautiful. So well done, Ms. Blessing. However, the content of your poem was okay. It had a poetic form. Unlike some of the poems that were recited in the house this evening, some of them did not have poetic form. They were more or less speeches that candidates came to declaim to us as poems. However, we overlooked this anomaly just because we realized that some of you are science students. You are not art students, and we are talking in the area of literature. But yours had good poetic form. But the use of reading radiates right reasoning. You still need to watch your expression. Although it is a poem and you have poetic license, but you must not overdo it. by writing poor expression. Do you understand, Miss Blessing? Next time you compose a poem, take the pain to go over and correct all grammatical blunders before reciting your poem. All the same, well done. Your poem was short, but very, very sweet. And the message was powerful. But you need to be more expressive. And we need more on voice projection. I was wondering whether you are actually a shy person. You appeared very shy while you were reciting your poem. So next time, more on voice projection. Well done. Voice projection. Well done. You may take your seat. The content of your poem was very good, but it lacked poetic form. The poem was just the speech that you converted into a poem, but the content is okay. You needed not to have memorized your poem. It's not compulsory that you memorize a poem. If you are very good at memorizing poems, it's okay. But if you know you are lacking one way or the other, you saw the others, they held their piece of paper and they were consulting it from time to time. It's good for you to consult your poem. At the same time, you have to be aware that there is an audience who are listening to you and you need to maintain eye contact with them. But in the process of trying to, maybe I don't know whether you are trying to impress us, you forgot some of your lines and it hindered free flow of presentation and your forward and backward movement. I would like to make an example. We all saw what happened when the 9th contestant declaimed her poem. It was so fantastic. She had the stage to herself and she made good use of the stage. She wowed the audience and the ovation she received at the end of it was fantastic. That is what I call poem recitation. I think we have all learned one or two things from the way Ms. Damilola Akintewi declaimed her poem. That was very fantastic. So next time, please hold your poem, even if you have memorized it and you want to recite it by heart. You still need to hold it in your hand. That anywhere you forgot your lines, you'll be able to refer to it. Even when you did speech presentation, we asked you to hold flashcards and you're able to check your points from time to time. That was okay. What we wouldn't have is reading a prepared speech, which anybody can do. If you come here to read a prepared speech for us, that means we can as well pick a little girl and she will do the same thing marvelously. So for speech presentation, you are not allowed to read a prepared speech if you are contesting. There's an exception if you want to give a speech as a notable person in the society. But when you are contesting, you are not allowed, but you can make use of flashcard. The same rule applies here. You have to hold your poem in your hand, even if you memorized it. Do you understand? So please don't make that mistake next time. Well done, all the same. Okayemi, your poem was not expressive enough. And I have a problem with the content of your poem. The poem was supposed to be reading, and you titled it Reading the Pillar of Education. But along the line, you wandered off. You deviated from the main point. You started telling us something else, which were not actually necessary. And your poem lacked organization. Just as you write an essay, your essay is supposed to have what? Introduction, body, and conclusion. But your poem lacked organization. There's no coordination from the beginning to the end. And you kind of personalized reading. We all know what you were supposed to be writing on. But when you started saying reading, oh great reading, we're kind of wondering if reading was an entity that you were addressing. Although it is important to use apostrophes in poem when you address an object as if it were a living thing. But did not align with what you were supposed to be doing here. And you didn't express it very well. Personalized reading. And your poem was more or less like a speech. As if you were giving a speech. But you tried your best. Well done, Opeyemi. Fadoju Becky, you did a good job too. Content of your poem was good, although I have problem with your expression when you said endeavor to broaden out the habit of reading. Said just what other men have met, when you actually meant faced or achieved. You were able to pass the message of the poem across, but you failed to appeal to the emotion of the audience, although you had a fantastic message. Your voice was far too low, and you were kind of married to the paper and the floor. Although intermittently you were raising your head to look at the audience. The essence of declamation contest is presentation. How you were able to present your poem. And you've got to catch the attention of the audience. If you are married to the paper and you are looking at the floor, that means you are not passing any message across. They might have been concentrating on you because they had no other choice. They were facing you, so they must look at you. It doesn't mean that you are communicating when you are not looking at them and making eye contact with them. However, you did a good job. Well done. You did a fantastic job during the public speaking episode. You actually led the housemates a number of points. I must say that you are a fantastic speaker. But when it comes to poem recitation, you are not all that, because what you did tonight was present your poem like a speech. You succeeded in appealing to the emotion of the audience, and they gave you a good ovation after your presentation. But your voice was too low. There was no voice projection. And you didn't demonstrate. Just like Ms. Damilola did, you didn't demonstrate. But what you did was a reenactment of what you did when you gave your public, your speech. However, you did a good job. Thank you very much for your presentation. Destiny, well done. You tried as much as possible to make use of rhymes or repetition in order to make your poem beautiful. Your poem was good, although some of the just read it, do read it, they are not necessary in some places. Do you understand? You don't force a poem to conform to a form. You are trying to force your poem to conform to a form, which is not necessary. It's possible for you to have up to 3 lines before you must read it, or just read it. You need to read it. It doesn't mean that at the end of every line, if you are capable of achieving that feat, that is all right. But you weren't able to achieve it in all the instances where you made use of just read it or you must read it. Another thing was this. The poem was good, but you did not declaim it. You were so passive. You were not expressive. You did not appeal to your audience. They clapped for you because you made much use of just read it, and it was something new, something different from what they had been hearing before. So they felt, oh, this is fantastic, and they clapped for you, but you did not declaim your poem. That is not how to declaim poem. By just standing on one spot, not expressing yourself, not even trying so hard to maintain eye contact with the audience. That is not how, even there was no voice projection. Do you understand? But I'm sure you learned a good lesson from what you saw. When the next contestant I'll be calling forward, when she declaimed her poem. That is how to declaim good poem. But well done. Thank you very much. Damilola, that was fantastic. That was beautiful. That was very great. Your poem, although you used punctuation marks in a way you shouldn't have used it, by ending every line with a comma, it's not compulsory for you to make use of punctuation marks in poetry. Do you understand? You may write, your poem may consist of 1,000 lines and it may be devoid of even one punctuation mark. Nobody can criticize you for that. So ending every line with the comma is kind of outrageous. But it had a very good poetic form and the content was marvelous. I must commend the way you reclaimed your poem. You had good pronunciation. It was very demonstrative. You appealed to the emotion of the audience, and you had very good audience awareness. You really wowed the audience this evening. That was a good job. Keep it up. Well done. What I see is fantastic. That was fantastic about your presentation this night was your conclusion. The conclusion was fantastic. But your poem was more or less like a sermon. It was as if you were a pastor preaching to a congregation. It had very good content. All the same, I will tell you well done. Goodness.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's still Read to Lead. All right, for the benefit of those of you watching us from your homes, this is Read to Lead Africa reality TV show, season 3, Emergence of Stars. And tonight, our housemates have contested in the declamation contest. But before we go into the eviction proper, I think one of the poems I hate the most in my life is Solomon Grandin, Born on Mon. I think that's the most useless poem character. The guy lived for just 7 days. Can anyone help me out with that poem? Solomon Grandin, he was born on Monday. What happened to him on Tuesday? On Tuesday. What happened on Wednesday? He married on Wednesday. Thursday. He took his Friday. He died. So he didn't even need to see Sunday and Saturday and Sunday.
He buried on Saturday.
Oh. Okay. Then the service of song was where? Oh, no way, man. Anyways, I think I can do very well when it comes to declaiming things, you know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm going to do this one real quick. Miriam. Miriam. I dream Miriam. I think Miriam. I eat Miriam. I sleep when I see Miriam. Who's the love of my life? Miriam. Beautiful Miriam. Who adorns all this glory? Miriam. Please judge me. 0. Oh, Miriam. All right, I think we should go into the eviction proper.
This is like the saddest part of this show. Saddest time for me, most especially. Once again, I'm sad. Yes, I'm sad again tonight. I think for Read to Lead, we have sad nights in Read to Lead house. This is another sad night. We all know. This might be my poem. Well, the sadness is that 2 people will be evicted tonight. The mystery is who are they? The conclusion is, are we calling them out? Well, in our usual manner, I won't go straight to the point. Breathe in, please. Housemates, please breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Oloro Oluwatobi, please come out. Clap for him, please. That's okay. Okpeyemi Blessing, please come out. Igedo Destiny, please come out. Fado Dubeki, please come out. Well, I'll be calling those that will be evicted tonight to my side. Or one person will be by my side, the other person by a judge's side. So,
to lighten up a little bit, you can put that hand on me again, please. Okay, I feel better.
Anyways.
Thank you.
Yes, it's time. I know you're prepared. If you're not prepared, I'll give you just 5 seconds to prepare yourselves. Please do the countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2. Miriam, do your evil act.
Okay, by my side now, I want to have Okpeyemi Blessing. Clap for her, please. And it pains me a lot. Believe me, it really pains me to call by a judge's side Igedo Destiny. So you guys can go have your seats.
A round of applause for Destiny. I think our evicted housemates do not still believe. Shay, you don't believe this? Okay. But that's the reality.
It's the reality, actually.
People have to be evicted for someone to eventually win. A round of applause for these two youngsters, ladies and gentlemen.
Please clap for them.
When people hear students from public school background, they believe they don't have depth, they believe they are shallow, they believe they're like a sheep without shepherd. But from what we are seeing from these students, it's they're on another level.
It's not actually new in them.
Because one can say that it's not a topic that is new to them.
Latent talent that was just waiting to be tapped.
To be tapped.
Maybe they had not been challenged to come up with such creative acts like this. What we just took was a little challenge here and there, and we saw them. We saw their talents coming to the fore. So it's not new. That means that there's an amount of potential deposited in every child. No child is not good. Every child is gifted. It's just because we have not challenged them. They are waiting for somebody to challenge them in order for that river to burst forth and produce springs of water.
Then also to add to what she said now, I observed that among the contestants we have science students there tonight, and the lesson we can gain from that is this: that we should not narrow or restrict the abilities of these students to the subject they are offering in school. Look at the performance the science students put up tonight. So give them a challenging task. Go and write poem in your science area, in any science subject or whatever. Go and write it so that they will gain from other departments in the school. Not that they will restrict them to the department they are. So the science students really surprised me tonight because we were not expecting them to perform to that extent.
So what Larry is saying is this. If the biology teacher wants to teach photosynthesis, by way of research, you may tell them to compose a poem on photosynthesis. Before you come to class to teach that concept, the students would have had knowledge.
A deep knowledge.
Deep knowledge. It will make the teacher's work to be very easy. It's even possible that the teacher will learn one or two things from the students. So what we should actually be creating is a well-rounded student, not students who are limited to one area. I'm a science student and I don't know anything about art. I'm an art student, I don't know anything about science.
All-round education.
All-round education. That's what we should give our students.
I think they have really taught me also tonight, because I can say I'm a student in the area of reading culture also, going by the fact that I'm doing my PhD. But I'm hearing some facts from them tonight that they've really taught me a lot of, they've brought in a lot of facts about reading culture that amazes me. They are facts. They are not just fables. They are facts. And can we now say that, do you have anything an advice to their teachers? You have said something that they should not narrow their teachings to only giving them, that they should be giving them poems in their course areas, I mean the subject areas.
Poetry is just an example.
Okay.
There's a way you can even dramatize some concepts.
Even that will make the point to sink well.
It will enhance the teaching. It will enhance the teaching. The same way we can bring science even to the literature class. Because
it's all about creativity.
Even in English, there's an aspect called vocabulary or language register. Register. In that, under that concept, you learn everything: astronomy, government, politics. It's like that.
Every profession has its own language.
So that in future,
engineering has their own language.
If an art student is conversing with some people who are science oriented, that art student will be able to contribute one or two things, so that you will not be an educated illiterate. But you went to school, how come you don't know this? Then you start defending yourself. I only studied.
Well,
that is not good enough. So the earlier, it will actually make the teachers' work to be very easy if there can be cooperation in all the areas.
So can we say this can come
teachers
as teaching methodology?
Yes.
It's true for teachers.
Exactly.
Because one thing I notice is it will give the student the room to go and do a deep research. And by so doing, the student will be so knowledgeable. Because can you see what the students are coming up with on reading culture? The advantages, the importance, the relevance to the continent, to African continent, the relevance to them as an individual, to their nation, and to Africa as a continent. So you can see that if I'm just trying to sum up what you are saying, that if teachers can give them this task, they will be able to come out with very, very solid submissions or poems that will make the subject to go deep into their system,
to even be more interesting.
And I think through this poem they will remember faster. They will be teaching other students as they are reciting. Exactly. Some areas that some students are ignorant of, or you get what I'm saying. They will supply the information cheaply through poems, and the other students will be remembering that poem, and so when they get to the exam hall, it will have a lot of difference. It will make a lot of difference to just reading and cramming and coming up with during the exams. Well, from all we have said, what we can say is give the right opportunity and you will see these children flying. So our conclusion tonight is that the government that owns the public schools, they should provide the necessary materials. Given the necessary materials, you will see that these students will measure up with other international students all over the world. We have the human resources, which these students have portrayed tonight, and they can go places. Just let us give them the right thing, and we will be surprised that they will actually rule the world. So tonight on this note, we are calling it quit on analysis section. Join us after another task. See you there. Bye-bye.